I don't know what's going on in the hoyo scene. Bran has gone from making a video saying he's bored of Genshin Impact and wants to branch out his content, and now he's disappointed in something else. I think bro has unleashed his true power level. Bro has been enlightened, and he's willing to actually start breaking the mold that I broke 4 years ago, again in 2025. We are seeing the second wave of creators start to realize, wait a minute, I hate this game. Not speaking for Bran, and I'm sure there's a comment, but I predict in the next 1 year, Bran and Doro will not be playing Genshin Impact. That's my prediction. Actually, it's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. And Ziox and Zajeff will only be the two remaining Genshin CCs because Ziox is heavily paid by the company, as well as instructed what to do by the company. And Zajeff can't do anything without his daddy giving him a raid and sharing the community. Just my opinion. Let's keep going here.
So disappointed, it is unbelievable. If you're not aware, Genshin Impact just released the Stygian Onslaught endgame content, and I really need to get this off my chest because I feel like I'm going kind of insane. So in Genshin Impact, we've had multiple types of endgame over the past few years. We've had the Spiral Abyss, which is basically just fighting against hyperinflated HP overworld enemies in a timer. We've had Imaginarium Theater, which makes sure that you have a lot of characters built and then puts you in situations where you have to fight against hyperinflated HP enemies against the timer, but with some...
You know what's a really good mechanic, guys? What if we give all the bosses 1,000,000 HP? Wow, great game design, Hoyoverse. We're all very impressed. Don't make special affixes. Don't make the bosses have cool mechanics. Just give them billions of HP. That certainly worked for Destiny, didn't it?
Some cool little buffs here and there. Now we have Stygian Onslaught, which I really expected to be something a little bit different. Obviously, I expected a timer. I expected it to be a longer time.
And that's on you, Brand, for expecting Hoyoverse to innovate. They don't know how to do that. They couldn't innovate themselves out of a paper fucking bag. Okay, their sense of innovation is like, oh, so I have a bologna sandwich. How do we innovate? What if we add an extra slice of bologna? What about mustard or mayo or seasoning? You know, all those other things that players have been asking for? No, we're just going to give it more bologna. Okay, all right.
Timer. And I expected the enemies to have like
just
super
bland,
fun mechanics and stuff and
bland.
different things, kind of like the cubes in that one event where they did so many different movesets and stuff. And instead what we got is basically Spiral Abyss with only bosses and a absolute boatload of HP and a really short timer.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to show you a few clips of me playing this for the first time from the
overinflated HP pools and a timer to make sure that, guys, I have a feeling. I bet Skirk does very good in this mode. Did I hit the nail on the head? Just a thought. I have a feeling that if you have Skirk... Oh, they do? Yeah, they do. Oh, she does? Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, what a shock. Overinflated HP on a timer, and it does very well with the new premium banner unit. Never change, Hoyoverse.
Easier difficulties, I started off at hard difficulty, so this is what hard difficulty looks like. This is piss easy. All right, let's see.
Bring it. Fulfill our pact.
All right, let's just get through this hard mode, and then we'll check out the actual difficult stuff, I guess.
Man, that looks like so much fun.
Yes, let me take a look.
Target acquired.
Wow, guys, you see that?
For the Lord of the Night.
Man, this looks great, guys.
Alrighty then.
Wow.
Manifest. Cryo incarnate. Merciless.
Wow. 20 seconds.
All right, there we go.
Look at that.
It was not very fun, but that's just because it was very easy, right?
Oh,
Then
that
there's
was
the menacing
epic.
difficulty. This should be all right. We'll see. Okay. We did it. I know I'm not going to have a ton of time on these ones, but that's kind of the point, right? I'm trying not to use the C6 characters, just try to do it in time. Bro, I really want Zhangling's fucking shit to proc. Holy fuck, did I take all... Maybe I took all of her artifacts.
Okay, this looks absolutely fucking brainless. We get the point.
Then we have Fearless, and I'll keep it a bot, dude. Fearless was like, it was already pretty damn difficult for me, and I have C6 characters. I didn't use the C6 characters that I have, just as a heads up. I tried specifically using the C0 or C2 maximum characters that I have, and this is what that went like.
Well, did you hear that, guys? They only use the units that cost $400 or maximum $1,200, which means the team at max only costs $5,000 to clear this content. Okay, so that's reasonable for all you guys. Let's see one clear. Let's see one clear.
Wait, where'd my ult go? It went off. What?
Oh, plus weapons. So only $7,200 to get this team, guys.
Is that a normal mechanic or is that new? New? Sick. Okay. Yeah, guys, Garming does not clear this. Even a good fucking Garming build, that does not clear this. Holy shit. The damage.
Wow, that looks like ass. All right, great. Let's keep going here.
Sorry. Then we have the final difficulty, dire difficulty.
There's
and this is
more?
where my biggest problem comes, because Hoyoverse have implemented a lot of really good changes recently, in my opinion.
I wonder why they're using Skirk on this fight, man. I wonder if they do good versus this game mode they just implemented.
But this endgame mode is genuinely just disappointing to see, at least in my opinion. Now listen, there's people that have cleared this dire difficulty, or at least one person, a Japanese player, with C0R1 characters. But then
Wow, only C0R1 characters, guys. Wow. So that means it only costs what? 900 times 4. It'll only cost you $3,600 at max. That's amazing, man.
their builds are absolutely
Well, look at that. All you need is a Malvika, a C0R1 Malvika.
Like I'm talking perfect artifacts, and they cleared it with like 1 second to spare on.
Wow, with perfect artifacts being played by the sweat. Oh, so it's free to play friendly, guys. As long as you have $3,000, that's amazing.
Each one. For like 99.9% of free-to-play or even low spenders, this difficulty is almost unattainable. Even for whales, dude. Like, I went into this and I would have been perfectly fine if these bosses had a lot of really cool gimmicks and mechanics that you could do with the elemental reactions and stuff, but instead what we get is a restrictive buff/debuff, but it's not for cool things like mechanics. I had a chat with Cormac.
Isn't that so cool? It has a mechanic system where it says you can only have fun in the way that we tell you. Which is the least fun way possible.
Demos where I went over what mechanics and stuff I'd want to see, just a couple of examples. So here's the clip from
Oh, you
that.
said here you want endgame, here fuck you.
I'm
True.
good, I'm good. How are you?
Fucking stressed, bro.
Yeah, I know.
What did you mean by you think Genshin's got a limit because of the gameplay? Just out of curiosity.
Okay, so like, I mean, of course, I have to take some examples like Withering Waves or ZZ or stuff like that. Like, there's no other option. I don't know, like...
People lose their fucking mind whenever you compare Genshin to Wuthering Waves. But the reason why they're doing that is because it's a better game in the same space. And obviously, dude, Genshin needs to learn from Wuwa.
There's no parry system. There's no real like dodge system. The monsters are not like super dynamic. Maybe they could
Just say there's no skill expression in Genshin Impact. It's a lot easier.
make more dynamic monsters like that move a little bit or that have like more dynamic mechanics. I don't have like an idea necessarily of what they could do, but I don't know, if you look at Wuwa, they have some, I mean, the parry system makes it more dynamic, but they also have some monsters where if you counterattack at the perfect moment, not necessarily a parry, but just a counterattack or a dodge at the perfect moment, it can impact like the reactions of the boss or stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yes, they could make something like that, but on the other hand, like the characters are more or stiffer than ZZ or than Wuwa's. Like, yes, it's frustrating to just have like more HP, but at the same time, it's like a little bit difficult to find the perfect solution, I feel like.
I agree with you, and I don't think that is a perfect solution. But what I
The solution to fixing Genshin Impact is to quit the game. And I'm not saying that to be a dick, but what I'm saying is if you are not happy with the current state of the game, you should quit because it's never getting better. It has never improved in nearly 5 years. You will save your money. You will save your time. You will save your IQ. You'll also grow as a person. Genshin is majorly occupied by left-leaning individuals. I call them libtards. And you'll actually start waking up to how normal people actually have conversations. You'll talk to a Genshin player and they'll say, stop saying the word retarded. It's very offensive. And the reason why they're saying that is because they're retarded. And playing the game for a prolonged period of time just makes you a pussy. And if you don't believe that, just look at 99% of the top streamers. It really is a mental illness that converts you into being a fucking snowflake. It's the truth.
I will say is, you're right with Wuwa. The thing is with Wuwa, for something
How'd you
like
get banned again? I
holograms, for
told the truth.
example, I'm going to use holograms specifically since it's like the end game that I typically take part in. I don't do tower because it's just fucking Spiral.
And if you like the story, then just watch it on YouTube. But what I actually suggest is watch a real show, because I promise you, Breaking Bad is better, Frieren is better, Vinland Saga is better, shit, Attack on Titan's better, Hunter x Hunter's better, fuck, One Piece is better. And if you haven't seen all of those, well, that's probably why you enjoy Genshin, because you've seen nothing fucking else.
This for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
For holograms, it's very important to do the mechanics that you just mentioned, right? Like parrying and also dodging. And you mentioned Genshin not having a dodge system. You're right. It has the same dodge system as Wuwa, realistically, just without the perfect dodge and the counter.
Yeah.
The thing for me is, for hologram, the timer's so fucking long. I've never lost a hologram to the timer. I feel like for Genshin,
I did twice on launch. That's it.
as well, it's like you mentioned them being kind of limited based on Genshin's gameplay. For me, it's the total fucking opposite. I think they don't utilize their own gameplay features at all for endgame combat, because literally, what do you use elemental reactions for other than dealing damage or like getting rid of a specific shield? Why is there zero mechanics in this goddamn game with such a complex elemental reaction combat system where you can't ever utilize it so it feels like you're utilizing the element system other?
It's not complex to match colors. And I have no idea why we're still pretending that the elemental system is complex. You take the green with the blue, and then you hit it with the purple. Woo! It's not complex, bro. It's fucking Play-Doh.
Other than just dealing a shit ton of damage.
I understand what you mean. Like, we could
well
use the reactions more to like actually do stuff rather than just more damage.
If you're gonna make it restrictive, why not make it fun and restrictive? Remove the timer, make it so that at every 20% health interval you get a different mechanic. If you're already forced to use, for example, a freeze team, make it so for example, it's a boss with, I don't know, 2 big ass legs and you gotta freeze both legs on the ground to stop it from moving at a certain point in the floor, and then that point in the floor starts doing damage.
People are finally repeating what you've said for years, Techie. Yeah, here's how to be based as a content creator in 2025 in the Genshin Impact scene. Just repeat what I told all of you what would happen in 2021. It's really that easy.
Over time or something, you know, something interesting.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, that could be fun. Maybe a little bit like the weekly bosses, because like weekly bosses have some like interesting mechanic. I mean, interesting depends how you see it, but like they have some unique mechanics where all their stuff happens and just like deal damage or break the shield.
I feel like Genshin just do not utilize their elemental reaction system for endgame in the slightest, other than, like I say, hyperinflating enemy HP to make you have to deal a shit ton more damage. It just bores the fuck out of me when I know it could be so much better than it is. But sadly, that's just not the case here. It's quite literally, again, just hyperinflated overworld enemies. Bob, you can find the actual numbers, but I think it's like 17 million HP or something, maybe even more.
Jesus.
And the reward that you get for this incredibly difficult challenge is weapon skins. Something that when I saw were getting added to the game, I was incredibly excited. But the rewarded weapon skins that you get come from these items. There's a 4-star and a 5-star version of these weapon skins. And don't get me wrong, listen, I'll keep it a buck here.
Wait, weapon skins sound fucking awesome. Wait, this sounds like a great idea. Wait, what the fuck? This is great.
Weapon skins look absolutely incredible. They also have very cool lore inside
Wait, this looks
of them.
sick.
But do you know what's not incredible?
What?
The fact that they disappear every patch. You heard that right. The really difficult content.
Oh, how the fuck are they that stupid? How are they that stupid? The answer was right there. Oh my God. How does anybody have faith in this company after 4.5 years? Genuinely, how does anybody believe?
Content that you get, the weapon skins disappear every patch. A lot of people don't have a problem with this, but for me, when Genshin Impact already has endgame rewards that are attainable in a certain way for cosmetic purposes, the envisaged echoes in the Imaginarium Theater, for a big example, what do you do with that? You beat the endgame, you get a key or 2 keys. Then you get to choose which envisaged echo you want to keep on your account forever. You unlock it and do it. It's great. Why couldn't Hoyoverse for this just made it so that when you beat this mode, you get these items, but you can exchange them for whatever skin you want permanently on your account?
Because they're stupid.
People saying if they'd have done that, it would have caused FOMO. I would argue it's the exact opposite, and that making these weapons only available for 41 days and then they're gone forever is also FOMO, but it's also pointless FOMO.
It's because they're stupid. And by the way, don't ask the Genshin community for their advice, because they're just going to cope and they'll defend the company in any way, shape, and form. It's because they're fucking stupid.
Because why would they disappear? Why wouldn't you just be able to keep them? It feels so stupid to waste the
It
potential
doesn't feel stupid. They are stupid.
of these super awesome looking skins and have them disappear. Is it because you're not spending real money on it that they feel like you don't deserve to keep them? I really don't understand. I know it's like a prestige, yeah, you beat it kind of thing, but then if you can only show that you beat it for 41 days or whatever it is, and then it's gone forever, what's the damn point? I think it's so incredibly disappointing, and I really hope they listen to some feedback about this because I really think this game mode has a lot of potential. It just needs a couple of minor tweaks and maybe one major tweak. I want it to still be difficult, and I want it to still be challenging, but I also just want it to be fun and not boring and monotonous and not the same.
If you want a game that's fun, you're playing the wrong game.
Same thing as the other end games that we already have in the goddamn game. Give us something new to look forward to every patch. This was a big rant, and I really don't know if we're going to get any fixes or changes to this in the future. I'm not getting my hopes up anymore. I don't play gacha games for the end game, and this is primarily the reason why. I've kind of decided now if I want difficult content, bro, I'm just going to go play MMOs or like Elden Ring for the 3rd time or something. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, actually. We're pushing close to 354,000 subs on YouTube. Thank you.
Amazing.
I'll catch you all in the next one.
Already getting 35 dislikes. I wonder what it has right now.
I am so disappointed it is.
Ooh, actually 88, not too bad. Good. He's keeping strong. Yeah, views are going good too for him, and subscribers are going good for him as well. I think Brand's doing a great job of highlighting the bullshit that Genshin Impact's doing. So it feels like we have another person who's attempting to make the game better, which is great because Genshin is being used as the blueprint, the glue to make all upcoming gachas. So really trying to make sure that they are held to the highest degree possible is very important. Yeah, where there's a will, there's a way. Hoyoverse will always pick the worst option.